Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we really are. And away we go in our rocket ship, shooting across the cosmos, high above the earth, and all of its dwellers dwelling down there while we're questing up here for the truth. And while we're talking about the truth, I'm going to share the truth to my Facebook friends. I know the truth isn't accepted there very often, but we put it there anyway. All right, we'll let them all know we are live. Yes. And we are, folks, we're live high above the stratosphere in our very quiet spaceship. Why, it's almost as quiet as like an average kitchen. I don't know why that would be. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's check the chat and see if anyone's here. Oh, look, it's Dark Brain. First one here. Hello, Mr. Dark Brain. Awesomeness. That's awesome. Welcome to the show. Yes, and have you had any recent videos like with your, hello Peggy Dancer, with your microscope? Hello Peggy Dancer. All right. Also, I want to say hi to everybody out there who's lurking. There's a hello all for everybody. Now, the last show, my son was the first one to say hi in the chat, and I was doing an interview, and so I wasn't looking at the chat all the time, and I missed that. So, hello, Catherine Weiss. So, hello, Aaron, AJ, my son, if you're out there. And hello, everybody else, if you're out there, lurkers, listeners, quiet people who don't join the chat. That's just great. We got some interesting things to go over today. We have something that the Curiosity Mars rover found. We also have the latest Secure Team 10 video is out, and there's some interesting things in there. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about a UFO case from 1978 from right here in Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah. From 1978. So we'll be talking about all that fun kind of stuff. And we certainly will. Won't we now? Yes. Well, I hope everyone's having a great Monday, excuse me. I was already on to Wednesday. Wow. I better drink some more water. It's Monday, but I'm already thinking it's Wednesday. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Looks like oh, okay. Got sidetracked on a couple other projects. No worries. You're welcome to call in anytime and give updates on whatever you're working on too. You're an interesting guy, and I'm sure you're working on interesting stuff. Oh my goodness, Catherine Weiss. Thank you so very much for that super chat. Wow. Thank you. Well, we can keep the lights on for another couple, 3 or 4. So thank you so very much. That's awesome. And thank you to everybody. Also, I want to thank someone that donated to the PayPal, and that particular person wants to remain anonymous, and that gift was given on February 20th. So thank you very much to the anonymous donor, and you know who you are, that sent a very nice gift on PayPal on February 20th. So thank you very much. And thank you, Catherine Weiss. Yes. Oh, well, look, 7 thumbs up. I'm going to make it number 8 because now number 8's my lucky number. So there you go. And I want to thank all of our awesome mods that do such an awesome job. The Mod Squad, Dark Brain, Mud Rabbit, and Catherine Weiss. So there you go. Oh, and Peggy Dancer, I believe I did mail you off your, what was it I sent you? Gosh, I'll look at my notes. The mug. Yeah. And gosh, somewhere I have the slip for it. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, so that should be, you should be getting it. You know, maybe I emailed you. I'll have to check. So there you go. So there you are. Yes, and thank you very much, Dark Brain. You're very much appreciated. And, you know, I know you have to drive and do things. That's awesome. That's fine. That's no problem at all because you're an awesome mod, dude. I got it today, the mug. Oh, you did. Oh, did it make it okay? I was really worried about that today. I thought, oh, maybe I should have put it in a bigger box. Maybe I should have put some bubble wrap around it. And, you know, I had an interesting bubble wrap idea. I hope you like it. I hope it got there okay. Now, you know, bubble wrap is filled with air, right? Why not fill it with helium? Wouldn't it make the package a little bit lighter? Maybe not noticeable. Who knows? But hey, for shipping, every little bit counts, right? Andy Social's just lurking. Hey, what's up? Hello, Andy Social. That's a great name. Anti-social, Andy Social. That's cool. And Corbin Phoenix is in the house. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, we do. Alrighty then. Well, let's crack this off and get some of this stuff under our belt so we can get to other things. Shall we now? Let's see here. Well, let's start it off with this, okay? This was reported by on Secure Team 10. And you know what? I'm gonna drop that link to that video into the chat so you can watch it yourself. I'm just going to briefly talk about 2 of the cases that look identical on the other sides of the earth from each other, which I think is remarkable. Okay. There it is. That's Tyler's. I believe that's Tyler's link. So it's a triangle craft. This was in Texas, I believe. So this guy was driving on the way to work or from work. He was driving in his car, and he took this video out of the side window. That always scares me when people do that. Yeah, keep your eye on the road, dude. But it's pretty convincing. And you know, what is it? It's a bright white craft that, you know, and there's video footage of it on that video. I just sent the link for it in the old chat. So there we go. And it's a triangle shape, right? I don't know if we can do anything to make it stand out more. It's already pretty good. Yeah, It's pretty good. And now this one is very similar. Just remember the shape in your mind. It's like a white triangle craft, TR3B, if you will. And if Alara is lurking in the audience out there, she's of course the TR3B queen. So she should probably see this. She's probably already seen it because she's the TR3B queen. And she said she would call in one of these nights. So let's see if it happens. Right? And so the other one, friends, that looks just like that one, but it was, the other one was, in China. And so you can see it's very similar to the other one. You know, it's almost like an arrow, you know, so maybe glitch in the matrix, huh? Or a TR3B. What do you think about that? So watch that video, see what you think of that. And he does a great show. He's got really cool background music and everything. He's got it all. And he's been doing it for years. He's a pro. And it's a fun show to watch. He's got a great voice. And people send him all kinds of really cool stuff. So can't steer you to him more enough. He is great. So check out Tyler's Gear Team 10 on YouTube. And there you go. So that's that. Alrighty then. You know what? La-di-da-da-da-da. Nope, that's not it. And I must have taken it off. Okay, we'll check over here. One moment, please, folks. One moment. Momentum. Trying to find this link that I had on here. So this guy, all right, I'm just gonna maybe show this one. So this person, back in 1978, in Wisconsin, kind of on the western side, took this picture with a Polaroid, okay? All right, you know, the camera that you can't fake anything on, and he got 9 pictures. 7 of them turned out, okay? This was probably the best, okay? One of the best ones. He and his girlfriend went down to this lake and they were going to fish. They were fishing for about a half hour. He had his radio, like an FM radio out there in 1978. It started to crackle. He looked up, he saw this thing. He dug through his stuff to find his camera. He snapped off 9 photos. And he never gave his name. He went to a UFO conference where Wendell Stevens was, Colonel Wendell Stevens. And I think it's his title. And he later mailed these to him with a note explaining the story. Fascinating. So he didn't want to be known. We don't know the person's name. He's Mr. S, whatever that means. So there you go. That's a great UFO picture. And there's all the other ones are very good too, but this one was very close up. So it came very close to him. After he took the first picture, it kind of changed direction and went towards him and went overhead. And he like tumbled over taking a picture of it because it went right over his head. And I'll show you that picture next. It's pretty fantastic. And so I'll show you that one here now too then. How's that sound? I'm trying to keep an eye on the old chat over there. So here it is on the underside of this thing when it's going over his head. Look at this thing. Okay, so it's got like, it looks like it has a light or something on the bottom here. It looks like it has little dark spots, 4 of them, all around there. You see that? Let's see if we can brighten it up a bit. Contrast that out a little bit more. Maybe not. You see those dark spots? Yeah, very interesting. So a Polaroid, he's taking these pictures, 9 of them. What do you guys think of that? Definitely doesn't look like a hubcap. And they were frightened. He and his girlfriend were frightened. Let me find that story. I think this is it. I think I found it. There it is. Okay, now I should be able to share this. This is what I was looking for, friends. I think I just found it. That's not it. Well, maybe I didn't find it. Hold on a second. Let me check something here. Open Minds. It's on the Open Minds site. So somehow I'm not seeing it. Well, maybe, oh, here it is. Silly me. It was disguised. There we are. So here we go. Okay, it was April 19th, 1978. Mr. S, name withheld, and his girlfriend were driving in the vicinity of Tainter Lake. It's on the western side, about in the middle of Wisconsin, on the western side, towards Minnesota, to attempt to do some fishing, since most of the ice was already thawed. Okay, so it's April. They found a spot. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So he turned his radio on and it started to get static. And he thought it was an airplane. So he looked up. At that point, the object appeared out of the southwest, moving northeast. He and his girlfriend became very excited and frightened. Remembering that they had a camera with them, an Instamatic, Mr. S went and got it to take some pictures. Okay, he almost dropped it several times trying to get it out of its case. So, okay, so here is the first picture right here. Look at that. Okay, do you see it? I don't know if I can zoom in on that. Let's see. Zoom in. A little bit. It's a little bit bigger. Okay, so check that out. Colfax, Wisconsin. So Wendell Stevens had tons of these. Okay, so here's the second one, all right? Okay, they became apprehensive at that point. At this point, it kind of looks like a Frisbee. Could be a Frisbee, but it was moving around, coming towards them. Here it is turned, the third one's turned. It began to, like a roller coaster descent. They became increasingly frightened he had this feeling it was going to get them. Now, the story does not go on to say that they got them, but I'm sure it's pretty possible that they were abducted if it was coming towards them. Look at this thing. It's coming towards them. I mean, you can tell by the progression of photos, it's getting bigger. A Polaroid, you can't, there's no focusing. You point it and you click it. That's it. So it's getting bigger and closer, okay? He turns his camera sideways to get this shot of a subject as it passes almost directly overhead. Here's where it knocks him over. There's that one we looked at, and it has those four dark spots. So it's almost right overhead, and he takes a spill. And then there it is taking off again, right? Look at that thing. And then there it is. It's heading towards the sun. It's going to disappear in the sunlight. So I don't know, man. This is a great. Now it's really sad. What's really, really sad is this person had this amazing encounter, and he was too frightened to go public with it. And that is really, really sad. We need to get over this, folks. You see something, I think we are, people are posting things. This was 78, the intranet was not what it is where it is right now, where people can do this. So I think that's a very cool thing. Check out Open Minds. They have lots of interesting topics that they cover. So there you have that. How do you like that? Wasn't that interesting? So you can look that up yourself. 1978, Wisconsin, UFO. Wild photos, I know it. Totally legit. Yeah, it's an Instamatic. I mean, I had one of those. And, being a toy inventor, I loved the Polaroid because when you took a picture of your prototype, of your concept that's totally secret, no one's going to see it but you, because it doesn't go to a lab. It's not on the intranet or in some kind of cloud somewhere. So yeah, that's that. Okay, let's get the call-in information up there. So if somebody's lurking and they want to call in, they can call in. Or even if they're not lurking. So I see there's another case that I didn't even know about till today. Yeah, I still have my Polaroid. It's somewhere. You can still get film for it, I think. But a lot of my old Polaroids are all cracked up. They're all cracked. So they don't last forever. So you got to copy them. Of course, the pictures on our computers and our phones don't last forever either, do they? Hardly, right? That's right. Okay, I got to get this up here. I got to get my participants box situated over here. I hope you're all having a great, great time. I hope you will check out that video from Secure Team 10, because he's got those two triangle-shaped ones, and another one is very interesting. This guy took like 13 minutes of footage of this gray, kind of a bloated triangle shape, way up by the clouds. He said it was there for 2 hours, but he filmed it for like 13 or 23 minutes or something like that. Fascinating. Fascinating. Of course, nowadays, drones. You could make a drone look like a UFO, but back in 1978, there's no, there were no of the modern drones, right? No, wasn't happening. Maybe the military had them. Of course, the military has everything before we do, right? They had GPS in the 70s or maybe before. They also had teleportation by 1970. Certain portions of the advanced technical community in the military industrial complex had access to that. So, yeah. And also they had retinal scanners at a facility near Area 51, as reported by David Adair when he was taken there when he was 17 years old. They had a optical retina scanner, I think, and a palm scan too, back in the 70s. So there you go. Hello, Mud Rabbit. Yeah, you had a Polaroid too? Yeah. Polaroids rock because, you know, it's a one-of-a-kind picture. You know? It's one of a kind. And if you're doing, you're subbed to Secure Team 10, yeah, they're great. Yeah, I'm glad he's back. I guess he was not feeling so good. And that's what happens to a lot of people in this business, folks. They're targeted individuals, you know, and that's when I started getting this buzzing in my ears, I thought that I was being targeted. And, you know, maybe I am, but it's just been going on for years now, many years. It wavers. It's not it's constant, but the tone goes. It's like a wave, like a wave thing. Yeah, very high pitched too. Very high pitched. It's like that sound when someone turns on an old fashioned TV and that kind of that super high tone that you get, but it's kind of like you can kind of hear through it a little bit more. It's weird. I know a lot of people have that too. Yeah, I know, and I didn't cover it before, and I thought, well, I better cover it and let people know about it if they didn't hear about him, you know. But I know everyone here is pretty hip. It's pretty hip, but still, got to give him credit for putting that stuff out there. It's good stuff, very good stuff. Yeah, so feel free to call in if you want to. Maybe you've had something strange. Uh-oh. Something happened. Something happened. Let me see. Oh, I gotta do this, I think. Tinnitus? No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's something else because I don't know. It's very strange. It's very strange. I don't think it's tinnitus. I think it's something else. But maybe it is. I just really don't know. Okay. Is that the right one? I hope. Yep. Okay, good. And get some more friends over. There we go. All right. Let's see. Anyone calling in yet? Let's check. How's the chat doing? Let's see. Everyone's subbed over there. Yeah, I have a Polaroid. I also have a Flowbee. That's how I cut my own hair with my Flowbee. Turn your Wi-Fi off at night. It's there whether that's on or not, whether I'm here or anywhere. Even when I'm driving in an area where there's no signal, I still have it. So, yeah, it's always there. I've just learned to live with it. I've just learned to live with it. So anyway, let me share some more things with you. Shall we now? Oh, here we are. Here we are. I don't know if I've shown you this before or not, but I probably did, but I'm going to show it to you again, just in case if I didn't. So this was my little logo for my old show, but on it here, it has the UFO I saw years ago here in Sturgeon Bay over the YMCA. So what you're seeing over here on this side, we got 4 pictures of this thing, and here's 2 of the pictures, okay? So there was a very, very bright red light. It didn't look like this, okay? It looked like a big red bright light. And then up here, this did not look like this, okay? It's how it turned out in the photo. But this looked like a gigantic big white light. They looked identical to each other. And they're big red light, big white light, and they were moving across the sky, you know, at a very steady, smooth, silent treetop level, as big as, both of the lights were as big as like a VW bug treetop level, about 2 or 3 car lengths different from each other, you know, one above the other, right above, and they were moving at the same exact speed. And then I got out of my car. I was with someone else. We both got out of the car, took a bunch of pictures. Also tried getting a video, but it wouldn't get picked up on the video. I mean, I was watching it, and in Viewfinder there was nothing, and it was there, but there was nothing in the view. It was so frustrating. And these, I had to blow these up. The lights in the photographs appeared as very small dots, hardly even there. But when we saw these, and 2 other cars stopped and asked, what is that? What are those things? And it was spectacular. But now this close up here, it looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost like a flower or something, like a flower of light or something. And here it looks like a craft. Of course, this might be turning sideways, upside down or something. But yeah, it's very strange, very, very strange, and very silent. And it was drifting over top of, and then the bottom light joined the top light at the same eerie, smooth speed that it was going across the sky vertically. It went up, almost like it was being hoisted up. But you heard no motor sounds or a hatch opening, or there was no sounds, but they became one light. And then it just blinked. It like blinked and kept going at that eerie speed, a very strange, eerie speed. I don't know how else I can describe it. It was just very eerie, you know? Like unnaturally smooth, how it was just drifting just effortlessly and totally in a straight line. Wasn't going up, it wasn't going down until the bottom light joined the top light. Then the bottom light went up to the top light. And boy, I just kept thinking, what on earth could this be? What could it be? Yeah, I don't know, man. But that was my show on Blog Talk Radio. It doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's there, but you can't listen to any of the shows. They're all like frozen or something. But someday maybe I'll unlock them. Maybe one of these days. Perhaps. Perhaps. All right. Well, Andy Social, turn off your Wi-Fi at night. Yeah. Probably should, but it's in the basement, so it's probably not affecting me very much if it's in the basement. And maybe it's from my, I know they put that modern counter thing downstairs for the water, I think, or for the electricity or something. I know that gives off something, but you can put like a circle of copper around it. It's supposed to neutralize it. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe I should do that. Like, well, does it work really? I mean, is this one of these things they tell you to do that doesn't do anything? I don't know. You just never know. Also, if you haven't checked out 1 Foot N5D, go subscribe to that channel. And every Sunday night they have Space Force News. And Alara also does shows on the Law of One, which is endlessly fascinating. So go check that out. Check her out. And Loyal to the Foil also has a channel. They do the show together, Space Force News. If you're not subscribed to them, why aren't you? Go do it, because they have a great show and it's a lot of fun. Okay? So there you go. In fact, not only should you subscribe and hit the notification bell for both of those channels, but you should also create several dummy accounts and do the same. There you go. Won't that be fun? If it's legal. I wouldn't want to promote anything that wasn't legal, right? That's right. Yeah. So feel free to call in if you want. And we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right. Okay, let's see here. Space Force News was a good show last night. Yes, it was. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And they mentioned our little channel here, so that was so nice. Of course, we're getting, this channel's starting to get known because of the chat is so cool. So thank you everybody in the chat for raising this channel up to legendary levels for awesome chat. Now, I want to show you some pictures, friends. Now, these are low-res pictures, and they're from a videotape made a long time ago. But this is a frame from a videotape that we made to, that a friend of mine and I made to propose one of my movie concepts to Ridley Scott. And we made these costumes and shot this footage in one night. And I'm going to turn this into like my a graphic novel. So this is going to be transformed into a graphic novel. So that's me in the suit there. And there'll actually be several different suits. And so that was the good guy. It's played by me. And this is the very evil Eric Thorne. a thorn in my side. In a thorn in the side of everything is good. This guy's evil, okay? Played by my friend Ray Kramer, who passed away, unfortunately, in 2019. So rest in peace, Ray. But he played a good bad guy, and he made that costume. So we each made our own costume. So, and we did it in one night. So it was pretty epic. And we filmed this little footage. It was pretty fun. However, it's on videotape. And so there you go. Oh, what, Corbin, you talking to me? What happened to the video I sent to you of Putin standing with those alien kids? I remember that. Let me think. Let me see if let me go back and check it. But first, I want to change this picture. All right. Yeah, these are very low res pictures, friends, and I apologize for that. But that's just how video and TV is. You get these weird things happening. So let me check. Okay, so I did remember that very vaguely. Let me check, Corbin. I'm sorry, Corbin. Boy, a lot of different Corbins. Hey, Corbin, everyone's taking your name, man. There's a million Corbins on here. Why can't I find you on my friend list? That's weird. That's not you, man. Oh man. I think you gotta send it to me again, dude. I don't see it. They're messing with my Facebook page anyways. Operation Shutdown. Hello there. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. So that's the time traveling superhero there. It's going to save the world. It's going to try to. Eric Thorne has other plans, though. That's a damn cool suit. Thank you. Thank you, Dark Brain. I'm building a new one now. It'll be better. Better. Much better. So it's about a toy inventor who accidentally stumbles upon time travel. It's a great story. And so I'll be showing you little stuff about it from time to time as I'm working on it. Like I said, transferring some of these images to the graphic novel. You see there, I'm on like a space barge type of ship. There you go. When do we start filming a Timex movie? It's already been started. It's already been started. It's already been finished sometime in the future. So it's a battle that rages throughout all millennia. A battle that spans all time. A battle that knows no beginning and no end. The eternal battle of good versus evil throughout all time. There you go. time for a new superhero. There should be a cameo by Andrew Bashago in that story. Yes, that would be great. Operation Shutdown. Good idea. Yeah, it's interesting. This idea came to me as a dream, and it was a very realistic dream. Let me tell you, it was like a movie. It was like living a movie. It was unreal. So there you go. Let's see. Anyone call in yet? Nope. Get the participants box. I don't miss anybody here. So on Space Force News, they talked about Alara and Foyle, Loyal to the Foil, talked about how the Chinese rover is finding all these anomalous things. The latest thing they found that the Chinese rover found on the far side of the moon, otherwise known as the dark side of the moon, which it isn't always dark, but they found these little round glass beads, balls, and they think they're like a 1/4 inch to maybe 1 inch or 2 inches in diameter, pretty big. And they can't explain them. Well, Corey Good mentioned that when we started looking on the far side of the moon, they found evidence of ejecta from the sun that had slammed into the moon and created large towers of glass. And all that heat and energy, the plasma hitting a dusty rock, sandy rock, is going to create glass. It's a lot of energy. So I think that might be how that glass got there. So that's just my looks like Elvis in a night suit. Yeah, it does, Zappo. It does. That, I think that was kind of the idea. Well, it's made right from my face. I took a casting of my face, like a plaster casting of my face, and I made that cowl right so it would fit right to my face. So yeah, I remember because, and the reason I did that was because I remember when I was a kid, my father and mother, they had some friends that lived down the street from us, the Monsruds. And Mr. Monsrud was into playing hockey. And he wanted a goalie mask because he was a goalie. He wanted a custom goalie mask. Elvis didn't die, he just went to the future, yes. So more handsome than Elvis, are you? No, I don't think so. But thank you. Thank you, mystery. You're a mystery. Yes. It's a pretty mysterious name. I like that name. It's so mysterious. But yeah, that suit right there is built on a black leather jacket. So what happened in the story was the first time he jumped, well, the first time the device just disappeared. And the second time he attached the device to himself and it broke his arm. He went around the block, but it broke his arm. And that's when he knew I knew I had to build this suit, this containment suit that keeps your bones from breaking during the violent traveling through time that happens with this. Motors Apparendi, good name. What's more important, consciousness or carnalness? Well, I think the most important one is whichever one is needed at any given time, because there are no absolutes, right? I think everything exists for a reason, and it's like, when I was a kid, I was struggling because I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to decide on to be just one thing, because I had so many different um, things I wanted to do in life. And I finally decided, you know what? I don't have to do just one thing. I can do lots of different things, you know? So don't limit yourself to just doing one thing. Do a bunch of things. I've done a lot of things. So there you go. There you go. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Solarium. Solarium. Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that picture. Okay. Here's another picture of Ray. Rest in peace, Ray. There he is, Colonel Carnage. Eric Thorne, otherwise known as Colonel Carnage. Carnage. Colonel Carnage. Now, you can see the prequel to this, edited by him, which when he edited the footage, he sent me a copy, and I went, oh God, I don't even want to be associated with this because the editing is questionable at best. But so I just put it aside. And then I heard that he had passed away. And I dug this out. And in the story, and I got the videos, they're on my channel. Scroll back, you can find them. Space Cadets 1 and Space Cadets 2. That was the prequel to this Time Warriors. So there you go. It was supposed to be, but it didn't turn out quite the way I had envisioned it, but he had a different idea. And so the idea was Space Cadets was like his thing, and Time Warriors was like my thing, but we were going to help each other because they were related. So there you go. So it was kind of a cool little project. It says Raymond Kramer. Yeah, he was a cool guy, very tall, 6'8". He was 6'8", and he was a great songwriter. He wrote some pretty cool songs. So there you go. Hello, bleedovers from our multidimensional selves playing out simultaneously. Yes. Yes, Tanya. Very, very good. I like that. Very true. Very, very true. Yes. Okay. There we go. That's our old buddy Ray. There you go. Yep. So if you want to see those episodes, maybe I could get one here. Oh, first I gotta do this. I wonder if anyone's called in yet. Do you think they have? I don't know, but let me check. Not yet. Not yet. Not quite yet. Still waiting. So feel free to call in if you want to. And we'll talk about paranormal stuff, because you know what? We're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious. And the paranormal is the new normal. Yes, that's how you know you're at the Truth Quest. There you go. Yeah. So we got to update this really quickly. Update. Okay, there we go. I hope everyone's having a really good evening tonight. And Alara, if you're lurking, trying to sleep, hey, just give a call. I know you said you were gonna, so let's see if you're really gonna. Go for it. Give us a call. Alrighty then. One more little detail here. What is going on? There we go. Yes, we're figuring things out here, friends. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Alrighty then. Let's check and see if anyone's called in. Nope, no one's called in yet. So call in if you dare. If you dare. If you want to talk, we can talk. Otherwise, I do have some memes. However, should be on my desktop here. I have some memes. Heading off to bed. Well, good night, Mystery. We're glad that you came. We'll see you next time. I hope you have a good dream. Getting more normal day by day. That sounds good. All right. Good night, Mystery. Have a mysterious dream. I've had mysterious dreams. Maybe too many of them. I don't know. I haven't remembered a lot of my dreams lately. Not sure why. I wonder why. I used to remember my dreams all the time. I'd wake up and it'd be fresh in my mind. And sometimes I'd have to write it down to remember it. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. We're getting some mematics up here. Got to get your fill of memes, folks. That's pretty much the meming of life. The meming of life. Memes. Yeah. Oh gosh. I just love memes. Memes will set you free. Memes will drive those normies crazy until they turn normal. Then they'll be really normal instead of just normies, right? So away we go. Let's knock this one off in good fashion. Here we go with one of the kings of memes, Gene Wilder, of course. Oh, they're lifting mandates because the science changed? That's a funny way of saying people finally stood up to your tyranny. Yeah, I'd say that's a good one, turning point. Good one, good one. So there you go. There's the first meme of the night. So take yourself a little screenshot of that, spread it around on your favorite social media platforms, spread it all over the bread and butter platforms and send it on out there. Wake up some normies. Get in. We're waking up normies. Get into the spaceship here. We're waking up some normies. There you go. With the help of Gene Wilder and those crazy eyes of his. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I just love it. Just love it. Okay. Too much fun. Memes just make me smile. And here's a great meme because it has Elvis in it. And Elvis was a truth teller. People think you're crazy when you talk about things they don't understand. Elvis Presley. That's right. He talked a lot. He was a very curious person. He was looking into all kinds of different types of books and subject matter. He was really trying to figure out why he was here. He wanted to maybe be a preacher or something like that. He just trying to figure out why he was here, why he had so much attention put on him and didn't want to not do what he was supposed to do. So, you know, the kind of things that only someone that would be that famous would tend to even think about. Very interesting. But yeah, people think you're crazy when you talk about things they don't understand. And a lot of times they don't understand it because they refuse to look into it, right? They just refuse. But look at that look on Elvis's face. It says it all. There's his dad. He's probably drinking a Pepsi. He liked Pepsi. But soda's not good for you, folks. Don't drink that soda. Tain't good for you. That's a good one. A good Elvis meme. You got to get yourself a good Elvis meme every now and then, folks. You think Elvis was MK Ultra? I don't know. His dad was his manager. He always sent his taxes into the IRS to have them do the taxes. And luckily he did because they were always after him. They were looking for anything to get him. They wanted to take him out. They saw him as a danger. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? This is cute. Now, this is old. This you may have seen if you've been on social media for any length of time, but I just think it was so darling and so cute to just, this little guy told his dad he wanted to learn how to train his dog. And his dad said there were lots of dog training videos on YouTube. So here he is showing them to the dog. And look at that dog. Look at him. He's really studying. He's going to learn that stuff. Elvis was drugged. Well, actually, Elvis did not do any drugs until he was in the service. And he was having a hard time staying up for guard duty at night. So his sergeant gave him, or someone, his sergeant or someone above him, gave him some pills to take, some pep pills to keep him awake. And he took them and he went, wow, these really work. And then, you know what happens when you start taking pills? Well, if you start taking pills to be awake, guess what you're going to need to take after a little while? Pills to go to sleep. And it never ends. So it's best not to eat the pills if you can. Same birthday as Elvis? Awesome, James Rohrback. That is very cool. I know another guy whose birthday is same as Elvis too. And he's a musician, an awesome musician. His name is Rob. Very cool guy. Local guy around here, but very good. All right. Hello, this couldn't be Max, could it?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Max. How you doing today? We're on the air.
Good. How are you?
If I was doing any better, I'd be you.
Are you live?
I'm live.
Ah.
I'm just showing some memes. And this one here is a good one. Anand's watching the news right now. And it shows Peppy pointing at the TV. This is a staged video from last year. This is a staged video from last year. That's an airsoft rifle. Now they're just using video game footage. I've seen this crisis actor in 6 countries. Those guns are cardboard. Yeah, it's ridiculous, some of the stuff they're showing. So what's new?
I saw the news.
Yeah?
The news did something wonderful, actually. They were talking about all these fake videos that were out about the Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, right.
And there's said here are these things supposedly showing Russia attacking Ukraine, and they showed how they were all fake.
Right. That's kind of what this meme is all about. It's Peppy pointing all that stuff out. So yeah, it's yeah, but it's still not going to wake up the normies because they're still watching the fake news. Some of them are.
Yeah, that's true. But we've got so many people, even in our movement, that are so fearful. They don't understand that back in 2014, I'm going to have to say this word. I'm going to spell it Nazi.
Oh.
Took over Ukraine.
Right.
And so, Putin's actually trying to get rid of the NAZIS.
I know. Well, yeah. I think the reason that happened was because, these globalists, it's their same color revolution formula for every country. They find out, okay, how can we stick it in the craw of Russia? Who do Russians hate? And that's who they hate, because in World War II, the bad Germans killed 27 million Russians.
Oh yeah.
So that's what they did here with the blacks versus whites, which really is non-existent these days, but they drummed it up and tried to make it into something anyway. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I was upset listening to Space Force News because they're talking about Putin being bad, and that, Putin might not be perfect, but he's working on the side of good here.
Well, yeah.
But people don't understand. Like I said, this leader is a NAZI leader, And you got to ask the question, given what we know about the mainstream media, how do we know anybody has really died?
Right.
Really. Because I know some of the white hats have already found examples where the footage being shown on the media is from 2014.
Oh yeah, it's all fake, phony, and false. I think.
See, so what I'm saying, so if the people we know are lying, right, and they're all in favor of this leader of Ukraine, it seems like I think Trump and who's the other guy was trying to give us a signal of where our allegiance should be.
All right.
Via his comments. So it kind of distresses me a little bit that a lot of people in the movement seem to be a little panicky about things. And
well, I think they're panicky because the aspect of the escalation in
N-word.
Yeah, the N-word, and I don't mean it racially. I mean it
N-word.
warfare, like like
Right.
the kind of warfare where if you see if you see that kind of cloud, you just
Right.
all you have time to do is make an interesting shadow. Just make an interesting shadow, folks.
Yeah.
Because hey, look at the shadow that guy left. Cool. What was he trying
Right.
to what was he trying to tell us?
He's now a pillar of salt.
Well, so Putin has alerted his people to that level. Like,
Yeah, highest level. Yeah.
yeah, so it's, and you know, with the uranium one deal, they skimmed a little of that material off the top. This deep state did, and they put it into warheads, and they were going to use it to drop a bomb somewhere and blame it on Russia, a nuclear
Yeah.
bomb, and it would have all the earmarks of being the Russians because it was from the uranium one deal.
Right.
So so he anticipates what the deep state does, and so if he's saying this, that's really a horrifying prospect to think about. Now, if you listen to people like David Wilcock, he claims that several years ago already, the extraterrestrials rendered all of our nuclear weapons inert. Well, I just don't.
Right. Well,
That's a lovely thought. That's a lovely thought.
Right.
No way, nobody has any way of verifying that.
Well, we do know there have been documents that come forward to say they have neutralized some within their silos. There have been reports of that for some time. What is that in? Was it Montana or North Dakota? What's the name of that? One of those installations. So there is evidence that it has been done in the past, but it doesn't guarantee that all of them have been. So I tend to think that God is in control, the patriots are in control. This is all to try to elicit a fear response from us.
Well,
they're trying to feed off.
I tell you, if they're looking for a way to bring back the COVID restrictions in a harsh way, that would be the way to do it from their point of view. In their underground bomb shelters and whatnot.
Right.
So I'm very cautiously tiptoeing around, hoping that does not happen.
Right. I don't know how to say this any other way. We've got to try to just find a way, whether it's faith in God, faith in Trump, faith in the military, whatever, to resist fear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We have to, because this is what they want. This is absolutely what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, it's tough. I know. It's tough for all of us. Right? But you also got to remember, we also need to be stating, why we're for Putin, so that other people can learn that these people are not our friends, and the leadership of Ukraine is not our friends. These are bad people.
Yeah. Bad actors,
and
too.
If people understood that right now, people would further galvanize their support against the evil that's in our system.
Mm-hmm. Blue pill me.
There was BCP had a great report I haven't seen elsewhere. Maybe it's some places you've seen, but where he had the joint broadcast with Putin and
Zelenko,
where they said that they were going to abide by the agreements they signed at the end of World War II and continue to fight, fascism and Nazism wherever it arose.
Yeah.
So they've been telling us that, that they were going to stand up to it,
Mm-hmm.
Now, we all know this is no, we have no illusions about this. We know Putin will do what's best for his country. But should we expect any other? We know Trump would do anything that's best for our country. So we shouldn't expect any less of Putin.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a criticism, right? So it's a difficult time, but we have to remember we can't be supporting the very people we know are our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say something to James Rohrback in the chat. Say, James, I'm looking through all of the stuff you sent me. I don't really see one that is popping out as a blue pill one. I didn't have those set up ready before the show. I just scrolled through. They're too small for me to see them, and it just it's hard to do while I'm on the air. So maybe you can send it to me again, and next show I can show those things for you. But I wanted to show one more thing here. It's something that the Curiosity rover saw or took a picture of recently. And I mentioned that at the beginning of the show, so I got to talk about it. So here it is. It's a very curious thing. It looks very large. Now, I don't know what this thing is. There seems to be some dark colored sand here and here. If this is casting a shadow, it looks almost like a kitty scooper or something in the sand. Maybe there's a gigantic cats or something. It's a cat box litter. Although it looks like it's completely full of sand. I don't know. It's very odd. Could be a rock, I suppose. Carved by the wind. Very organic looking. So what does the chat think of that? Russia has never been our enemy. They were our allies during World War with Germany. Yes, that's right, Mud Rabbit.
They're still not really our enemy.
Yeah. And I've heard people who are living in Russia saying that it's a nice place to live. And, sometimes they do crack down because they're very authoritative sometimes, but they're pretty authoritative here too. Take a look.
Right.
Look at Canada, for heaven's sakes.
And we know the deep state here. We know what evil they have planned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can't be supporting them. That's what they want. They want to break our resolve. And however each of us has to do it, we have to find the faith.
Mm-hmm.
Faith in God, faith in our great leader, faith in ourselves. We're doing the right thing when we resist the people, the deep state. You got to remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They'd like us to rally behind them, and especially since they're going to rally behind us with as much fear as they can muster.
Uh-huh.
Fear is the enemy. We have to find a way to, to believe in what you find most comfortable to believe in.
Right. Mr. Rohrback just sent me some more memes. I opened up this one. This is the blue pill one I think he was talking about. If you want the blue pill, it's a suppository. Yeah.
So each of us should make sure especially amongst the patriots, that we pass along the fact that people aren't aware that in 2014, during the color revolution, the fascists, let's just say that, we'll call them the fascists, the Nazis, took over that country. Because I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize that's a big reason for Putin to go in there. Remember, these are right on his doorstep.
Yeah, well, he's been complaining about the labs for years now. Wants him out of there, so yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to take care of. When you got a hornet's nest and it gets a little bit too big, you got to go and take care of it. It's not a pretty sight, and some of the hornets aren't going to survive, but you're not going to have the threat of the hornet's nest anymore. So
we have to do the best we can, each of us, to pass the information along to our patriots so that they're not panicking and supporting the deep state. So that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, I think Trump's comment about Putin being a stable genius, as well as I think Trump's Secretary of State making a positive comment, was meant to signal to us, don't worry, guys, Putin is a good guy here.
Well, everybody is an amalgamation of good and bad. So, just because he's doing something good doesn't mean he's always doing something good. I mean, the same can go for our, resident in chief.
Putin's not only a member of the church, but he's also allowed for the rapid expansion of Christianity within Russia.
Yeah, he's done that. He kicked the Rothschilds out. He's done a lot of the right things, but still, he can be brutal. He can be brutal. But I think you need to be strong.
Far more perfect than the deep state.
You need to be project a lot of strength when you're a power like that.
Right.
And
but we should definitely be supporting him,
mm-hmm.
not the deep state puppet.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Right. I want to show something to people here. If you're not living in an area that has snow and ice, you won't have to worry about this. But if you are living in an area of snow and ice, be careful where you park, because you might be driving a punked out vehicle. Super punk. It's a little red car with icicles all over it like a mohawk. Right over an overhang. Under an overhang. There you go. It's a little fun little picture for today. Oh, Operation Shutdown said, very well said, Aaron. I'm sick of one side saying they're 100% right and the other side saying they're 100% of the time. Yeah, wrong 100% of the time. Yeah, it's nobody's all good or all bad, and no one's always right or always wrong. Boy, I've been wrong about a lot of things in my life, but
well, it's just like what I've been saying. Even everything that's happening right now is for us. Yeah. Even the evil that we're confronting is for our education.
Well, yeah, I think we have to really.
It's kind of hard.
I think
people to accept that, but this is the only thing that makes sense as to why evil is allowed to exist when you have an all-powerful God.
Well, and the bad guys are controlling things again, which is a dangerous thing. So I think it'd be good for us to all count our blessings, and hopefully by counting our blessings that nothing bad will happen, because when something bad happens, we'll be wishing we would have been relishing these times
we
of
be engaged in prayer, and if you're so inclined, engaged in prayer and asking for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So those are absolutely important.
Mm-hmm.
But it's equally important, though, to have the intention in our minds that we're all going to get through this. This is another game being played by the deep state.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get through this safe and secure. God's got our back. God wins. You know, the Patriots win. So,
And Peggy Dancer,
hold the course, you know?
yeah, Peggy Dancer says, yes, Trump is much calmer and focused right now, still keeping
Right.
head on a swivel though, and praying. Yes.
Yeah.
I think we have
he's
to.
trying to show us, he's trying to be an example, show us, guys, I know it looks, he's basically saying, guys, I know it looks bad, but don't worry.
Yeah. And boy, when this whole thing started with this debacle in November, I heard somewhere that if Trump is reinstated as the correct winner of the last, can't say it in this platform.
Right.
If it happens,
we all know.
If it happens before the 2-year mark of Biden's administration, and then they install the rightful winner, that rightful winner would only be able to finish out that term and not be able to run again. However, if he can wait until like even a day after 2 years, 2 years and a day, 2 years and a minute after the 2-year mark, then he can finish it out and still run for president. I'm not sure if that's true. I heard it. I tried looking it up. I haven't seen anything to dissuade it, but I don't know. That's my theory. That's my theory. And things are plugging along right about that time frame. So by the 2-year mark, we're going to have so much evidence in so many states, decertifying that it's going to something. I still think that's a very distinct possibility. So if this is correct, and he can do the 2 years, a little less than 2 years, and then 4 more years, that would be almost 4, 8, 10 years, right? 9 point something years of Trump.
But see, we also need to know what's the terms or what's in the Insurrection Act of 1807. Because it might say right in there that when the president that's in power at the time that the insurrection is declared, they might say that that does not interfere with the president's ability to run for 2 full terms. Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I did hear that. I just haven't gotten any verification on it because we hear lots of things, right?
Right. That's why maybe I can find it. I guess try to see if we can find a copy of the Insurrection Act.
Yeah, I tried looking, and it's.
Have you tried to look for the Insurrection Act on something like?
Daddy Bush used it.
Twitter.
I've tried. If someone wants to send it in, email it to me. Go for it. Email it to me and let me know.
Shoot, I'd pay for it.
Well,
seriously, give some incentive for people to find it.
I tried. If I just do it again, I'll try again, and I won't be able to find it again because I couldn't find it.
This is the crazy part. Any one of our senators should be able to find that in an instant. They go to the Library of Congress or boom,
Hi, Celestial Soul. And Tanya Brash, 2 wings of the same bird. Yeah. Right wing and a left wing. They're on the same bird. So yeah, just like All-Star Wrestling. They might be angry in front of the camera, but they're all going to the same changing room, the same locker room. They're all eating dinner together and they're all friends, just like the right and the left.
Right.
And
we definitely don't want to be triggering our fellow brothers because we were there. Many of us were there, unawakened, And we basically got to send love out to not to the true deep staters that are evil, but to our fellow Americans who have just been a victim of the propaganda.
Yeah, not only the propaganda, but the impropaganda too. Right. And the truth is starting to come out. I posted this on my Facebook page. psychiatrist bans child masking and all forms of child abuse in his practice. Yay! I give him
Well, there was
a big hand on
there's a
that.
great video. I wish I could remember the name of it that just came out with the governor of Florida,
Mm-hmm.
where he was listing off all the initiatives that he had put into place in
Right.
Florida.
Yeah. He's
And,
doing
you
it.
know, he has a civics requirement for schools now too.
Awesome.
Have to teach.
Yeah.
They have to learn about the Bill of Rights and the Constitution.
As they should. Yeah. Good.
Yes, and it was really impressive. That, you know, and of course it's available online, and you hope some of these people say, "Well, what's so special about Florida?" And if they listen to this, they'll maybe start to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
So this is Dr. Mark McDonald, MD. And he says, I will no longer accept your ill-informed, foolish, immature rationalizations for the ongoing abuse of your children. I agree. I agree with the sentiment and the urgency of that message. This needs to be out there. People take a screenshot of this, because this is some sanity that we all need to be spreading around. And look at that poor girl's ear. Look at that. Oh, God. All the ear surgeries. Oh, man. Ears are not meant to be pulled forward all day. They're not meant to do that. They're not built like that. So Operation Shutdown says, Aaron, you are so right. Politics is just like pro wrestling. Only difference is Vince McMahon admits his show is all showbiz. Yeah.
Yep.
Yay, I love our governor. Yeah, that's Mud Rabbit's governor. DeSantis. Yay. Yeah, Trump worked with Vince in wrestling. Yes, he did. Trump did he punched that guy. Didn't he shave his hair too? Man, that was so awesome. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Yeah.
I had a panicky friend of mine, a fellow Floridian, that was called kind of a panic, wanted to know what was going on. And I said, well, the biggest thing you got to know, if you didn't know this already, is that, you know, what happened in 2014, you know, with the government of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told him, and he says, oh, I get it now, you know. He says that calmed him down a lot, because he realized that's what Putin is after, right? He says, yeah, that and other potential things there that could harm him. How would you like to have a sworn enemy right next door to you, and you know the kind of stuff they're going to play? They're going to do it right now. They're probably doing it right now. They're probably trying to have these shenanigans going on inside Russia to destabilize the country, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Riots and things like that. Same thing we experienced.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to put up with it, you know. But if you can already see that happening, right? We've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they do. They try to destabilize governments. They have a plan. It's worked in the past, so why wouldn't they try it now? So, but the thing is, you know, there's a bigger plan that's been put into place to counter them. So we're not seeing that. You know, we're not seeing that. There's going to be slow. We can start to see the tide turning very slowly, right? Pretty soon it's going to become a crescendo. You know, it's like any good movie, right? In the beginning, you know, the guy you're rooting for is, you know, you learn about him and the situation, or he or her situation, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're looks like he or she's got no chance of winning. And then the tide starts to turn. So that's what we're seeing. We've been told that's what's going to happen all along, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Enjoy the movie.
Yep. Yep.
Don't let it get you down. Don't worry. Be happy.
Yeah. I just boy, the talk of the N word is really bothering me, and it's making me thankful that hasn't happened yet in my lifetime, and I think we all need to think about that because it could change in an instant. I hope it doesn't. I really, really pray that it does not.
It's not. The best way I can say it is, it's not part of our destiny. We're destined to win. This is all for us. This is so that we come out of this as being a new level, a new type of spiritual being. At the end of it, God wins. Remember, God wins. We got protection not only of fellow patriots, but our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters. And this is part of I contend this is part of a training matrix for us anyway. So we're not allowed to lose, okay? We're allowed to not, if we give in and capitulate, we're allowed to repeat everything over and over again until we get it right, of course. So nothing guarantees you're going to graduate at this point, If you want to follow the deep state, you're surely going to repeat a lot of things over again,
Mm-hmm.
But if you wake up and realize what's going on, you're going to graduate from this and to a new, wonderful level of existence that we've all dreamed about. Keep the prize in mind. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
Our intentions create reality.
Hello.
Don't let your intentions get filled with fear.
Hello, Sopranos fan 11. Welcome to the program. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have to wrap this one up because having a little bit of technical difficulties with my computer again. So I'm looking at new computers, so hopefully I'll get that ordered soon. I won't run into this problem again, but yeah, I tried sharing some more of your memes, James, but my computer is not being helpful right now. So I apologize for that.
Aaron, I hope you consider talking to an expert that could say, you tell them that you want to do, web broadcasting and they can show you maybe how to use some of the newest tools.
Yeah.
That would help you immensely and improving not only your program, but your ability in the future of, doing much more. So,
yeah, I'm thinking about going back to the basics for computers and getting myself an abacus. I think that would work pretty good.
I'm not advising that, but
for the people who know what an abacus is.
Yeah,
there you go. It's a bunch of beads that you push back and forth to calculate. It's like the first calculator, right? A bead calculator. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to get something new and get somebody to train you properly in using it. Make sure you get something that let them know all your needs. You need a hard drive that can handle.
Yeah.
Maybe an external hard drive that can handle additional data files.
Right. I need that. I need an external hard drive for sure, or maybe a couple. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, they got some big ones nowadays, and they're not that expensive. There's
right.
2 terabyte is really easy to come by nowadays, and they've got some, I think, Well, last time I checked, they're all up to 8 terabytes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of data.
I want to thank
And,
Catherine Weiss for her super chat today. Thank you so much. I also want to thank that anonymous PayPal donor that gave a generous gift on the 20th, February 20th. Thank you very, very much. Helps to keep the wolf away from the door, if you know what I mean.
you got a lot of people out here that love you, so don't worry.
What about the freedom? What about the freedom truckers? Yes, they're en route, and I guess they're having troubles getting gas at some stations, but other stations are volunteering to gas them up. So already you're seeing a division of the people who are helpful and people who aren't, and companies who aren't. I think this is going to be a very interesting way for us to figure out which companies are the ones to deal with.
Did you hear that the Ottawa,
and which ones aren't?
Did you hear that the Ottawa police really wasn't the Ottawa police?
Oh, I can imagine they weren't. Probably Chinese soldiers or.
No, they're UN.
Oh, the UN. Yeah, I saw the
dressed as Ottawa police because the good news is because the Ottawa police didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, I can believe that. Oh, and guess what else is happening in Canada because of that, because of all this? Their banking system is on the brink. They're trying not to let on, but
right.
They attacked these, these all-American Canadians, how do you say that? These patriotic Canadians who really are essential to making the country work. It's a big country, you need truckers, and just stuck them in the eye and took away all their money and their ability to use banks. Of course, you're going to find millions of people pulling all of their money out of these banks and going local, finding a savings and loan or a what do you call them?
Right, and it's not like they don't have to worry. They know they got a corrupt system, so it's not like they know they don't want to support something evil.
Right.
Pulling it out. Normally, you wouldn't want to crash the system in your country, right? The one is corrupt.
Yeah, if it's corrupt, if it can be destroyed by the truth, it deserves to be destroyed by the truth. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, a corrupt system needs to be taken down.
Brought down, and it will be.
As nicely as possible. Your screen is black. Yes, I knew this was going to happen, folks. The screen is black. We're going to say goodnight. Thank you, everybody, for coming along on this journey, seeking truth. Remember to come back on Wednesday and Friday, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights. We're here because we're just on Range of Strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras and your phones trained to the sky so you can take that picture of that UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it. Until then, peace in.